What is actually happening to German football? How could a nation that spent decades as the symbol of consistency and a winning mentality now find itself eliminated in the round of 32 at the 2026 FIFA World Cup? Many people have blamed Julian Nagelsmann or the VAR decision against Paraguay, but in my opinion, that defeat was merely the consequence, not the cause. I believe the decline of German football actually began the moment they lifted the 2014 World Cup triumph. If you look closely, the pattern is impossible to ignore. World champions in 2014, eliminated in the group stage in both 2018 and 2022, and then sent home early once again in 2026. What's even more surprising is that Germany still possesses talented players, a highly competitive domestic league, and a youth development system that was once considered a model for the rest of the world. So where is the real problem? In my opinion, German football is not suffering from a lack of talent, it is suffering from the loss of the identity that once made Die Mannschaft one of the most feared teams on the planet. So, in today's video, we're going to take a closer look at German football and ask one important question. What has happened to one of the greatest footballing nations in history, and why has its decline become so obvious since winning the 2014 World Cup? Let's get started. The 2014 World Cup triumph that marked the beginning of the decline. In my opinion, the greatest irony of German football is that its decline began at the very moment it reached the summit. When Mario Götze scored the goal that crowned Germany world champions in 2014, nobody could have imagined that it would also be their last knockout stage victory at a World Cup to this day. As members of that golden generation, Philipp Lahm, Miroslav Klose, Bastian Schweinsteiger, Mesut Ozil, and Toni Kroos gradually stepped away from the national team, Germany never truly found replacements capable of matching their quality, leadership, and influence. A generational transition is perfectly normal, but Germany's transition ended up dismantling the very foundation that had been their greatest strength for years. The consequences became painfully obvious over the next 3 World Cups. Germany crashed out in the group stage in both 2018 and 2022 before once again falling short after losing to Paraguay in the round of 32 at the 2026 World Cup. Even more remarkably, since defeating Argentina in the 2014 final, Germany has failed to keep a single clean sheet at any World Cup. To me, this is far more than just a decline in performance. It is a sign that the identity of German football has gradually faded away. They still possess a legendary reputation and an extraordinary history, but the character that once made them one of the tournament favorites every 4 years is no longer there. When Germany's system was no longer a step ahead. If there's one reason that I believe doesn't receive enough attention, it's the gradual decline of Germany's player development system. After the disastrous Euro 2000 campaign, the DFB launched a major revolution by investing in modern academies that eventually produced a golden generation featuring Manuel Neuer, Toni Kroos, Thomas Müller, Mesut Ozil, and Mario Götze. That system ultimately delivered the 2014 World Cup, but after reaching the top, Germany's progress began to slow. Many German football experts believe the DFB relied on the same successful formula for too long, while other nations continued adapting to the rapid evolution of modern football. As a result, Germany still produces plenty of quality players, but far fewer who can genuinely become game changers at the highest level. Even senior figures within the DFB have openly acknowledged this problem. Former DFB technical director Jody Chatzialexio admitted that Germany has fallen behind in developing elite-level talent, while Hannes Wolf argued that the country still possesses plenty of gifted young players, but too few of them develop into genuine world-class footballers. In my opinion, those criticisms make perfect sense. Germany continues to produce disciplined, tactically intelligent, and versatile players, but it has gradually lost the type of footballers who possess creativity, courage, and the instinct to decide the biggest matches. And in modern football, individual brilliance often becomes the difference when every top team already has a sophisticated tactical system. That, in my opinion, is exactly where Germany has lost the advantage that once kept them one step ahead of everyone else. The talent is there, but the identity is gone. If we judge solely by the quality of the players, I don't believe Germany should have declined this dramatically. They still have outstanding talents like Jamal Musiala, Florian Wirtz, Kai Havertz, Joshua Kimmich, and several promising young players making their mark at club level. That means Germany's biggest problem isn't a lack of talent. In my opinion, the real issue is the disappearance of the footballing identity that once defined Die Mannschaft. The 2014 World Cup winning generation was renowned for its outstanding organization, unwavering mentality, and remarkable ability to find a way to win, even when they weren't performing at their best. That unique character has gradually faded away. That view has also been shared by Toni Kroos, who believes Germany has lost its winning mentality, intensity, and ability to control matches under pressure. I think the 2026 World Cup highlighted those weaknesses perfectly. Germany still dominated possession and created plenty of opportunities, but they repeatedly struggled to convert that dominance into victories. Whenever opponents managed to neutralize Musiala or Wirtz, Germany's entire attacking structure seemed to lose its direction. In my opinion, modern football demands far more than talented players alone. A great team also needs a clear identity, strong leadership, and the mentality to elevate everyone when the big moments arrive. And that is exactly what Germany has failed to rediscover since becoming world champions in 2014. The problem goes far beyond the manager. After Germany's elimination from the 2026 World Cup, many people immediately began questioning Julian Nagelsmann's future. But in my opinion, blaming the manager alone is simply too simplistic. Before Nagelsmann, Germany also failed under Joachim Löw and Hansi Flick. Three coaches with different philosophies, different tactical approaches, yet almost identical results. That tells me the issue isn't just about who stands on the touchline, it's about the overall condition of German football itself. Changing the manager might produce a short-term boost, but it won't solve problems that have been developing for years. I also believe the Bundesliga has played a role in this situation. The league remains highly competitive, but Bayern Munich's prolonged dominance has arguably reduced the overall competitive balance. At the same time, the DFB has acknowledged that many young talents struggle to develop into elite players because they lack consistent opportunities at the highest level. As a result, Germany continues producing good footballers, but fewer who are truly prepared to handle the pressure of major international tournaments. In my opinion, that's why replacing the coach alone will never be enough. If Germany wants to become a global powerhouse once again, it must rebuild not only the national team, but also the entire system that develops players from the grassroots level. They can still come back, but only if they dare to change. Looking at history, Germany is certainly not the first footballing giant to decline after winning the World Cup. Italy experienced it after 2006, and Spain went through a similar downfall after 2010. The difference is that Germany spent decades earning a reputation as the most consistent national team in world football. That's why their continuous failures since 2014 have been so much more shocking. In my opinion, the defeat to Paraguay wasn't just a disappointing result in a single match. It was proof that German football has been heading in the wrong direction for far too long. They still have a rich history, enormous prestige, and plenty of talented players, but none of that has been enough to return them to the top of world football. Even so, I don't believe this is the end for Germany. They still possess an exciting new generation featuring Jamal Musiala, Florian Wirtz, Alexander Pavlovic, and Nick Woltemade, players who could become the foundation of the country's future. However, talent alone will never be enough unless the DFB is willing to make fundamental changes from youth development and player progression to the overall philosophy of the national team. In my opinion, this is the defining moment for the future of German football. If they're willing to learn from their failures and adapt once again to the evolution of the modern game, the Mannschaft can absolutely return to the top. But if they fail to do so, the 4 stars on their jersey will gradually become nothing more than a reminder of past glory, rather than the symbol of a team feared across the footballing world. Germany's defeat to Paraguay was not the beginning of the collapse of German football. It was the culmination of a decline that has been unfolding ever since they became world champions in 2014. In my opinion, Germany still has the talent to rise again, but that will only happen if they are willing to reinvent their system, their philosophy, and the footballing identity that has allowed other nations to overtake them. So, what do you think? Is Germany simply going through a difficult transitional period, or are we actually witnessing the collapse of one of the greatest footballing empires in history? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more in-depth football analysis.